Nothing will benefit human health and increase the chances for survival of life on Earth as much as the evolution to a vegetarian diet. Albert Einstein. Despite our constant advancement, we seem to be unable to combat self-inflicted ailments. Our natural environment is decaying at a rate never before seen. Our planet's average surface temperature has risen 2 degrees Fahrenheit. The sea levels are rising at nearly double the rate of the last century and accelerating each year. Wildlife populations have decreased by 2/3 in the last 50 years. On top of this, basic resources such as land and water are being ruthlessly depleted. Rampant pollution of such important ecosystems as our oceans, which absorb 4 times as much oxygen than the Amazon rainforest, cause continued strife. The most pervasive and normalized corruption of all, animal cruelty, continues to thrive on a global scale, impervious to change even with its apparent wrongdoings. To stop these devastating events, one must think that a mass extinction event would have to occur, but one need not look further than their own food choices. By going vegan, specifically whole food plant-based, anyone can create lasting positive change to the environment and save masses of animals and humans alike from death. Depleting the Earth's most invaluable resources, the destruction of land and water threatens human devastation. A major cause of such environmental stress, deforestation, originates further strife. Accounting for 91% of deforestation within the Amazon rainforest, animal agriculture perpetuates vicious attacks on the environment. In fact, beef production has been found as the cause for 41% of global deforestation, with 2.1 million hectares of land deforested for beef per year. With excessive usage of land and water increasing globally, human populations will find little space left to survive. Wasting valuable resources, animal agriculture takes 100 times more land for 1 gram of protein from beef or lamb versus the same amount of protein from peas or tofu. Sapping our water, animal agriculture wastes 1/3 of drinking water worldwide, even using 56% of U.S. water per year to grow feed crops. Even if animal agriculture rescinds their usage of land, the soil would suffer such degradation as to render it useless. Linked to 55% of global soil erosion, animal agriculture causes irreversible damage, as well as using 87% of all agricultural land in the U.S. Animal agriculture is directly responsible for 85% of all U.S. soil erosion. While some may argue that soybean production should be similarly stopped due to it being responsible for 18% of global deforestation, they may not take into account the fact that 70% of all U.S. soybeans are grown as animal feed for livestock. Irrevocably, one can see the true nature of animal agriculture's harmful effects on land and water. As one of the major contributors to global warming, animal agriculture pollutes our fragile environment in a myriad of ways. Livestock itself accounts for 51% of worldwide greenhouse gas emissions, meaning livestock and their byproducts emit at least 32,000 million tons of carbon dioxide per year. This makes animal agriculture the second largest contributor to man-made greenhouse gas emissions. Furthermore, animal agriculture does not only utilize a massive quantity of water, but it also pollutes exorbitant amounts. Currently, waste produced by animal agriculture has polluted 1/3 of rivers in the U.S., also creating football field-sized manure lagoons that leach into soil and groundwater and run off into even more water sources, causing eutrophication. Eutrophication asphyxiates wild animal life living in the polluted water. Tyson, America's largest meat producer, dumps more toxic pollutants into our waterways than companies like ExxonMobil and Dow Chemical. However, water is not the only thing animal agriculture pollutes. Manure emits ammonia, which can mix with nitrogen oxide and sulfates in the air to create tiny solid particles that, when inhaled, can cause heart and lung disease, which accounts for 3.3 million deaths globally per year. Gases related to manure, such as ammonia, can travel hundreds of miles. Combined, all of these statistics contribute to animal agriculture's responsibility for 80% of food production-related deaths. As evolved animals, Humans find cruelty intolerable. Because of this, we often ignore the blatant cruelty of torturing and eating other sentient beings. However, this is often written off because we consider animals too unintelligent to care. This fallacy is disproved by much research proving animal intelligence. For example, cows interact in a socially complex way, similar to elephants, feeling grief, affection, and friendship. Pigs are smarter than dogs and cats, solving problems faster than primates. Fish have long-term memories, sentience, and cognitive abilities that match or exceed other vertebrates. Despite this, we often place these animals in abhorrent conditions. Unanesthetized mutilation, such as dehooving, debeaking, castration, and tail docking, are extremely common in macro farms and industrialized livestock in general. Also rampant in the aforementioned facilities are extremely small confines that lead to immense pain, overpopulation, and widespread disease easily transmittable to humans. Among pigs, pneumonia has skyrocketed to an 80% infection rate due to such conditions. Normalized animal cruelty seems to be separated from the consciousness of the average meat eater. The torturous live shackle slaughter of chickens includes the shattering of bones, slitting of throats, and boiling alive of the victims. For fish, brutal asphyxiation in open air can last from minutes to hours in some cases. Ruthlessly, pigs are gassed with CO2 in mass slaughter facilities. By continuing to eat meat, so too is the cruelty inflicted upon animals. With cruelty, pollution, land and water usage on the rise, the most helpful thing you can do as an individual is to go vegan. To start, try cutting out any and all meats, then quickly progress to cutting out dairy products. When doing just that, your environmental impact will lessen greatly. The next step, crucial for your health and the planet's, is to eliminate salt, oil, sugar, white flour, and alcohol from your diet. To embark on your plant-based journey, learn from just some of the amazing whole food plant-based resources such as PCRN, nutritionfacts.org, and YouTube channels like Chef AJ, Jane Esselstyn, and Well Your World. With nothing else affecting the Earth's and your health in a more positive way, going whole food plant-based will create widespread positive change. I have from an early age abjured the use of meat, and the time will come when men such as I will look upon the murder of animals as they now look upon the murder of men. Leonardo da Vinci.